Hi there and welcome. So we're going to do the second in the core series. We're going to do core on the floor. For this one you'll need a brick. If you don't have a brick you might want to use a cushion, something that's reasonably firm so it's not going to kind of slide around when you're using it. If you don't have either of those then you can just kind of imagine that you've got something between the thighs when we come to do that part and keeping them quite solid and in that position. Okay, so we're going to come to get started on the floor. We'll even begin by a little bit of a warm-up through the middle of the body just by slowly coming down to the ground, allowing each vertebrae to come down one at a time. And then arriving fully to the ground. Starting off by hugging the shins in towards the chest. Taking a little rock from side to side. Okay, so we're going to come to get started with the brick or the cushion in between the thighs. So I'm going to take mine widthways. You might want to take it onto the smaller side if you've got quite narrow hips here, so you want to keep them about hip distance apart. So we're just going to come to bring the legs up into tabletop position, taking the hands behind the head, interlace your fingers, take the thumbs down onto the nape of the neck, spread the collarbones wide, and then keep the elbows pressing away whilst the shoulder blades draw down the back. Inhale, lifting the head and neck up towards the knees and exhaling down. Inhale to lift up, exhaling down. Deep breath in to lift, exhale. Inhaling up and exhaling down. Deep breath, come to lift. This time release the arms, extend them towards the front of the room. Lift up a bit further. And hold for 1, 2, and 3. Exhaling back down. It's coming to release the ankles for a moment. Taking the hands back behind the head, interlacing the fingers. Press the soles of the feet towards the front of the room. So envision that there's a wall that they're pressing against. Inhale to lift, and this time we're going to twist over towards the right hand side. Keep lifting and then perhaps extend the fingertips out, interlacing the first 3 fingers, keeping the thumb and index finger connected, lifting up for another second, exhaling back down. Inhale to lift to the center, exhaling down. Deep breath in to lift and twist over to the opposite side, extending the arms out. Deep breath, taking that pistol grip on this side, full breath in and exhaling down. One more full breath. On the exhale, bring the head up towards the knees. Once again, extend the fingertips forward, reach, reach, reach. And exhaling all the way down. We'll release the feet down now and just touching with the backs of the heels. So now we're going to take a bridge pose, but keeping the block between the thighs, so we can keep that hip distance apart. So this is really nice for releasing the abdominals after that exercise. So slowly starting to roll up vertebrae by vertebrae, pressing the pelvis up towards the ceiling. You might come to interlace the fingertips here, squeeze the inner thighs towards one another, and start to open up across the front of the abdominals. Feel that length coming into the fronts of the thighs and to the knees towards the front of the room. Deep breath in and long exhale. Inhaling, exhale. Deep breath. And exhale, release the hands, slowly coming all the way down to the mat. Great. So we'll come to release that block away now. And take the arms out into cactus arms, lift up and out through the thighs. We'll inhale, try and keep the emphasis on the shoulder blades staying down the back but also connected to the ground. So we're going to roll towards the right hand side and extend that left leg out long. Inhale to lift back to the centre, so the knees probably won't touch the ground as that focuses on the shoulder girdle, extending out through the right leg. Inhaling to the centre and over to the left, extension through the left leg, and over to the right side. Inhaling to the centre, over to the left and extending the right leg. Inhaling back and over to the right. Inhaling up and over to the left. Coming back to the centre, hugging the shins nice and tightly towards the chest. Okay, so we're going to come to take the legs out nice and long now. Think about this lower rib, so the closest part to the diaphragm, so you might just feel in with there. You're going to start to draw that towards the back of the mat, so you can feel the small of the lower back lengthening towards the feet, but also down to the ground. I'm going to take the palms down and then draw the shoulder blades so they're nestled behind the back. You can either keep your hands here, or if you'd like to have a little bit of sort of extra support around the lumbar, you might take the hands into this kind of diamond shape with the index finger and thumb and place that underneath your sacrum. So I'm going to flex out through both feet, zip up the seams of the legs, then inhale to lift the right leg up towards the sky, exhaling down on 1, 2 and 3. Inhale to lift the left leg on 1, 2, 3. Try and keep it at 90 degrees to the body. Exhale back down on 1, 2, 3, keeping that lower back down towards the mat. Inhale to lift the right on 1, 2, 3. Exhaling down on 1, 2 and 3. Inhale to lift the left on 1, 2, 3. Exhaling down on 1, 2, 3. Inhaling right on 1, 2, 3. Exhaling down. Inhaling to lift the left. And exhaling back down. Great. So just moving the legs from side to side. We'll come to bring the legs together. Really draw the lower ribs down to the mat. So keeping that flushness of the lumbar. So slight tucking the tailbone. So I'm going to inhale now to lift both legs. So this might be the point where you take that support under the sacrum if you feel like you need it. So inhale to lift all the way up, keeping the flexion in the feet, toes active. Exhaling down. So all the way to the ground. Inhaling to lift on 1, 2, 3. Exhaling down on 1, 2 and 3. Inhaling up on 1, 2, 3. Exhaling down on 1, 2, 3. Inhaling up. This time we're going to hover the feet just above the mat. Inhaling up. Exhaling down, keeping the back of the body flush to the mat. Hover. Inhaling to lift. Exhaling down to hover. Inhale to lift. This time we're going to lower on 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2 and 1. Release down. Whew. Okay, just moving the legs from side to side. We'll come to hug the shins into the chest, taking a little roll. Just allowing the lower back to have that little massage. Draw the head up towards the knees. Okay, so we'll finish up with another bridge pose. You might want to take another twist after this. Option to use the block here, maybe take the block for a supported bridge pose under the sacrum. Just allowing that nice stretch out into the front of the body. So this can also be achieved through a reverse tabletop or a reverse plank pose if you'd rather take them. Just taking a nice full breath in. And long exhale, release all the way back down to the mat. Great, so thank you very much for joining me for that short core session. You might want to repeat this maybe 2 to 3 times a week, and you'll start to feel quite a big difference within your core stability and how you can engage it within your practice. So we all know that those core muscles are nice and important within our everyday lives, and we've started to kind of use a bit more the deeper core muscles rather than the superficial layer of the 6-pack muscles on the front. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and please sign up to my YouTube channel if you'd like to watch some more. Namaste.